Should you take summers off or continue homeschooling throughout it? Well, I can't give you that answer, but I thought today that we would talk about some of the reasons why you may want to or you may not want to. Welcome. I am Tricia, and I am a homeschooling mom on a mission to help you make your homeschool uniquely yours. I am not here to tell you the best way to do things or the way you should do things or the proper way to do things, but I am here to empower you to make your homeschool uniquely yours and to love that. If you ask 100 homeschool moms if you should homeschool through the summer or not, you're going to get a lot of different answers. And that's okay, because everyone should just do what works for them. But what will work for you? It's hard to say. But I think it's important to, first, before we even go any further, to know that whatever decision you make right now doesn't have to be what you do forever. It may not last you this summer. It may last you the next couple of years. It may last you your entire homeschool journey. And that's okay. The ability to be flexible is one of the reasons that we homeschool, right? So keep that in mind as you are making this decision of what is right for your family right now. So one reason that you might want to is to lighten your load during the whole year. A lot of families who do year-round schooling will do just mornings all year, or maybe a 3-day-a-week schedule all year. When you think about doing homeschool year-round, you're going to have to change your mindset from that idea of a regular school day all year round. Well, that sounds dreadful for everybody, right? But that's kind of the beauty of doing it year round, is that that's not what it has to look like. A lot of families that I know who do this, who school year round, have parents who work both either outside of the home or from home. And so it gives you the flexibility to have longer chunks of time for you to work during the day while also homeschooling. Also, if you're a family who likes to be out and doing things a lot, full day field trips every week, or maybe you have a lot of medical appointments, that kind of thing, this gives you that flexibility. Now, the opposite-ish side of that is that you also may never feel like you're off of homeschooling. If you're not intentional about that, I think that could be a downfall, is that you never get that time to decompress. Now, the flip side of that is, if you are having a lighter year or lighter load throughout the week, you may have a better balance as far as not ever feeling like you need to break, because you're naturally spreading that workload out. So I think that's, as long as you're intentional about it and approaching it with the right mindset, I think that's one of the best reasons to homeschool year-round, personally. When the kids were littler and we were stationed in El Paso, Texas, obviously our summers were ridiculous. And so we would homeschool some during the summer, and then that gave us a lot more flexibility to be inside when it's hot and take off more during the beautiful months of November, February, March, before it's too hot and not too cold, that perfect time. So I think that was a definite bonus when the kids were younger. So we could do it by the weather. Now, kind of the opposite of that, again, not really opposites, but go with me here, would be that you're not going to be with a traditional school's calendar. Now, that might be an advantage for you, but if you, maybe you live in your family who public schools, has their kids in public school, and that might make it a little more challenging to do family things together if your schedules don't line up. But again, if you are doing it year-round, then you have a little bit more flexibility built in. If you are someone who wants to outsource any of your homeschooling, especially as they get older, those opportunities are usually on a more traditional schedule. Now, of course, you can still work with that, that during the traditional time, you do that but still have the lighter workload otherwise. So it's the advantage of having a lighter workload year round is that you just have, I think, more flexibility built in, especially as they get older. But as they get older, of course, it's going to depend on your children and kind of the culture you've built in your home. But mine see summers off. They see other people doing summers off and they really resist the idea of going year-round, even with a lighter workload, because of and part of that is because of what they see, other people do it. I don't have many regrets about our homeschool and what I've done and, kind of homeschool culture I built in our home, except for this. I really wish that I had been more intentional when they were young about cultivating this idea that we have a slower pace throughout the year, but a longer pace, a more year-round approach to it. There have been times, like I said, when we were stationed in El Paso, for example, that we did more during the summers and less during the school year. And part of that was that the kids were younger, so we had less to do. The weather played a part of it. And my husband was doing a lot of training and deployments then. And so having that time during the summers meant that it was easier for us to take off when he was home during the school year. But I really wish that I had spent more time when they were younger, just slower pace, not making it so much like these are the school hours. I think I like the idea of it just being more kind of woven into our days, but slower. Because now we have, our co-op runs on a traditional schedule. My daughter will start dual enrollment on a traditional schedule. And so in that way, we kind of need to be on a more, especially now with dual enrollment, on a more fixed schedule. But I still just kind of wish that I wish during the traditional school year, that we were going at a slower pace, even if that means we're going year-round. As for what our summers look like, every year it kind of changes. When we end, when we start, that sort of thing. By the time you're watching this, we'll either be on our last day or we'll already be done. So we usually end early, so we can get in a little bit of good weather before it gets too hot here in North Carolina. But I do have one kiddo who still needs to finish one more math book, so we'll work on that throughout the summer. I don't know what that'll look like. I'm hoping that we can knock it out here in May, rest of May, maybe a little bit into June. I don't really want to carry it all through the summer. But maybe, I don't know. My kids usually take classes at the community college here. They have summer classes for kids, fun learning things. So we usually do that. And, documentaries and library trips and that sort of thing. So it's not that our summers are void of learning, but what looks like homeschooling, we don't usually do during the summer. But even as the school year wraps up, my job as a homeschool mom isn't done yet. So if you head over to the video over there, you can go check out the 8 tasks I do as our school year ends to help us end strong and set ourselves up for success next year. I've got a special sale going on over there. I'll see you in the next video.